Hey, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to my channel, Amused Jester. My name is Junior, and we are reviewing today He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, the character Fang Man, an evil fanged minion of Skeletor, and it's an unpunched part of the 40th anniversary of She-Ra collection. Well, actually, it's part of the cartoon collection, riding under the banner of the 40th anniversary of She-Ra. And here's the back, and what an amazing winged beast, which I wonder if we're gonna get, but I mean, I wouldn't mind, but yeah, I don't know if we ever will. So this is from Masters of the Universe. I don't recall this particular episode because it does say as seen on the time corridor, so forgive me for that. I'm assuming this is some sort of infinity wheel, so that's good. At least we're back to having some sort of accessory connected to the cartoon. It does come with a series of Grizzlor, Fangman, and Orko. And Orko I've already reviewed. Let me go ahead and open him up and let's see what's going on with the figure. So there it is, what's coming out of the comic book. We've already looked at this mini comic book, Future Tense Part 5 of the Horde Invasion Saga. And here is the accessory that comes with Fangman. It's basically called the Infinity Wheel, and it's got hourglasses off to the corners, and then an infinity loop. Mine's slightly warped, as you can see, and as you can see, it's just a plain old octagon. Is it? Hexagon. It's only got 6 sides, so it's a hexagon, I think. Definitely not a pentagon. Anyway, so it serves its purpose. It's a disc, or a hexagon, and I feel like in the old days, maybe this would have been made into a ring so that kids can put it on to serve as a secondary purpose. At least that's, I think, what the older toy developers would have thought of. And then of course, if it's a ring, the one also that has the open bottom thing, it can also serve as a shield, I guess. But then again, it wouldn't be very true to how it's portrayed in the story, because I guess in the story it is just a disc. But it would be kind of cool, an additional cool play factor that maybe the older toy developers would have thought of, kind of like an added toy value or play factor. Anyway, but as it is, it's cool. It's an accessory. So here's Fangman out of the packaging, and again, I straightened these legs out. I know it's just such a small thing to straighten these legs out, but it adds so much value for me because it makes it look so natural and out of the design parameters of what is in Origins. And I really don't. I'm sorry, I just don't. Every time I've tried playing with Origin toys, and every time I fail to straighten these knees, I just it just brings down the value so much for me. So when it comes to cartoon collection, being able to straighten these knees out, they're a big thing. And I'm wondering if I could just somehow customize the few Origin figures that I have so I can fix these knees, because it is irritating for me. Okay, so Fangman, an interesting head design. It's sitting on the regular neck ball joint of a Mattel cartoon slash what's in here? Sorry, I'm like, there's so many things that just pops into my head. And so it's sitting on a regular neck connector of cartoon collection figure, but it's so well hidden that you don't really see how much of a change when it comes to the neck. The head just steals the show. It really does. So cartoony, perfect in how it's depicted. Bright yellow over here. That's got a little bit of bleed, but it's well done. Orange color over here, kind of like an orangish red tunic, and I don't know if it's painted or not, because you can see a difference in color between the tunic and the briefs. And then orange painted gauntlets, wrist gauntlets. Okay, so I think this is bare plastic because I can see here, and this is painted. Okay. Articulation wise, he falls in the very simple articulation movements of cartoon collection. Nice range on the head. Look at that. Yeah. And then this is some sort of rubber overlay. Oh, yeah. That's interesting. Because you can feel it. There's a solidness underneath, but you can feel the rubber move out of the way. The shoulder, as you can see, though, it does tend to warp a little bit. So when you do like this, you can leave it for a long time, but I guarantee you it will conform to that shape and stay to that shape for the longest time until you bathe it in warm water again. 90 degrees on the elbow with a rotation. The wrists go in and out with a rotation. Rotation at the waist. The legs go slightly above 45 degrees. The knees, that's almost a 90 degrees with a rotation. There is a boot cut that gives you a swivel, and is it a rotation? Yeah, swivel knees, that is a swivel. And then the ankle goes up pretty well, goes down pretty well with an ankle rocker. I love it. So this is a very easy value rating. It's a 12. Cartoon collection, never disappointing for me. Even though I'm not familiar with this character, even though I'm not familiar with the episode, it's just the brightness of colors. It's just, it will stand out in your collection because, especially nowadays, in my collection, it's drab gray, drab blue. I think that's one of the reasons why, when it comes to Star Wars, I really do like seeing the brightness, the bright red colors of the Royal Guard or the Sith Jet Troopers. I see, and even with my DC Universe Classics, they're actually prominent on my display collection again because they're so cartoon colors. And you see the bright reds, the blues, the yellows, the greens, yeah, the whites and everything. And then I look at my Star Wars vintage collection. It's either black or white, But yeah, so when it comes to cartoon collection, it's just so vibrant in colors that, yeah, I'm really happy with it. Value 12, base price 10, equaling to $19, and they're getting up there. They're getting up there in price, but they're still worth it for me so far. But once it breaks that $20 barrier, yeah, I think, and I'm kind of excited. I'm gonna talk about it now with this figure. I'm kind of excited where the cartoon collection is headed to with the 2000X He-Man line. I wasn't going to go into there. I just wanted to stop my cartoon collection with the He-Man 1980s cartoon. But what I saw by YouTuber reviewers, and I really am thankful that they go to San Diego Comic Con and they shoot these videos. What I saw in there is just amazing. I really do want to buy it, but I feel like they're gonna break the 25 or the $20 base price offering. I feel like they're gonna be like in the $24.99 figure. I hope it doesn't break the $25 figure. If it breaks the $25 figure, I'm sorry, Mattel, I can't do that. It's just, there were so many characters though. So really, really good. I'll have to see what they're offering, but 25 is, it's just too much now, especially for this price, especially for this kind of articulation. Even though I like it, I'm not really emotionally connected highly with the 2000X. By the time it came out, I was already in my 30s or something like that, in my college years. So yeah, I was still in college in my 30s, I believe. Yeah, so it's like, I was in my late 20s. Embarrassingly, I say. Anyway, yeah, so I'm not emotionally connected to 2000X. I know some people are, but I'm more emotionally connected to the 80s He-Man. So if it starts breaking the $25 price range, and I probably get a few of them, but not necessarily all of them. But yeah, but for this line so far, I love it, and everything. That's it for Fangman. Now I go back on this one before I say goodbye. I do wonder. Oh, you know what this is though? Because of there's a rubber overlay of armor in this one, which is kind of interesting. It makes me want to open this up and see what's underneath it. Because in order for this to fit the design size aspect of a cartoon collection, which is this narrow body, the inside has to be a very, very simplified sculpt for this thing to hug into. So you can remove this. You can see it separating here. I should not, because I feel like if I do this, it's not gonna go in. The man-child or the other one will do this. So go to those channels, because I'm not gonna open it. I know that if I pull this off, it's never. I'll have a very, very hard time putting it back in and making it form perfectly as it is now. Sorry. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next review. Bye.